Hello, my name is MooingCat and welcome finally to the Quantum Incursions, also previously known as Guild Raid. It has finally been released on beta, so in this video I will go through everything I know so far. I've been playing for an hour or two. We also have an announcement that we can go through a bit here and there. I will not read through the entire thing. But I will jump a bit back and forth between in-game and the announcement. So let's jump right into it. When you go to beta right now, if you have an account, you will find Quantum Incursions here on the right side next to Guild Battlegrounds. And when you click, you will get to the map itself. Now, Quantum Incursions, it has two parts. It has this map where you fight, donate, and so on, together with your guilds to clear all of these nodes. I'll talk more about that in a moment. And then there's also a personal aspect, which is the settlement. So for each Quantum Incursion, which lasts for 11 days, you can see here, you have a new settlement and up to 10 new levels or maps to play through. So as I mentioned, the settlement, or the incursion, lasts for 11 days. It starts on Thursdays, the opposite week compared to Guild Battlegrounds. So every other week we will have a new incursion, and it'll last the same duration as Guild Battlegrounds. So you can think of it quite similarly to that, except 1 week shifted. There is also a championship similar to the Guild Battlegrounds. It lasts for 6 incursions, so 3 months I believe that is, which I think is the same as Guild Battlegrounds. So similar ideas here for duration and championship and so on, but outside of that it is completely different from Guild Battlegrounds. So let's get started. I will first talk a bit about the settlement itself, and then I will talk more about the map. If you want to skip ahead to certain sections, you will find timestamps and so on in the description. And if you want to hear more from beta or see my event guides, etc., make sure to subscribe. Anyways, here we have my settlement. Let's go through it. So when you first start your settlement, you will have to choose both your goods buildings and your military buildings. This choice you make the first time you start building in your settlement for each incursion, and then for the rest of those 2 weeks or 11 days you're stuck with these choices. So when it comes to goods, you want to make sure that your guild as a whole is as balanced as possible, covers as many of the goods as possible. So when you choose, you can see how many of your guild members have each building, and my recommendation would be to simply pick those that your guild has the fewest of at that moment. This is also something that your guild as a whole should probably talk about in advance, so that you can focus on which, also so you can decide which goods buildings each player should go for. Now when it comes to units, you're more free to choose which you prefer to fight with. I here chose Archer and Soldier. I do think Archer and Ballista is probably the better option. There are some bonuses depending on the situation. So on this node, for example, and I'll get back into this later on, there is a bonus if you use fast or light units. But in general, I don't really think you should focus too much on these, and I think you should rather go for the units that are easier to fight with. And from the little experience I have so far, the ranged units definitely seem to be better. You can manually fight with these, play with your ranges so that you take quite as little damage as possible, perhaps even no damage at all. And this way you can slowly work your way through the encounters. But more on that in a moment. Now, in addition to goods and units, you have all the other regular buildings. You have residential buildings, production buildings, cultural buildings, and decorations, and roads. And let's go through these. So for production and houses, there are 3 tiers of buildings. You have the starter houses and production buildings, so the butcher and the roof tile house. In this case, these don't cost a lot to build. You build them instantly, and then they produce either coins or supplies. But unlike in your regular town, both of these work the same. They produce a certain amount in 10 hours. So every 10 hours you can collect from them and you get that amount of either supplies or coins. There are no production options. Now, what's a little bit, I guess, unusual here is that the next tier up, which is the tailor for production building and the cottage for houses, you can see that the price to build them goes up quite considerably. So the roof tile house here only costs 2,500 coins, and then here, over double the amount of coins, but a lot of supplies. And for reference, this costs 25,000 supplies to build. My current production every 10 hours is around 65,000. So after 10 hours, I can only build 2 of these. So early on, things will definitely be slow. You need to produce supplies and coins to be able to build these better buildings, which in turn will produce a lot more. Because even though it costs a lot more, it also produces a lot more. So the cottage here, it gives twice the population and twice the amount of coins, as you can see here. You can also see it gives something plus 100 per recharge cycle. I'll talk about that in a moment. And then we'll go up to the top one, the villa here. You can see it costs 100,000 supplies. That is almost twice my current production every 10 hours. So it'll take a long time for me to be able to build this. And same with the goat farm here in production. It costs 200,000 coins, a lot of coins. So it'll take a long time before I can afford to build it, if I ever do. And here we have the tailor. It costs a lot of supplies as well. So definitely takes a long time to build these, which leads me to believe that the current, meta, or what I would recommend, is to focus your city early on production, and then later on you can start placing down goods buildings and military buildings. Now these are also a little bit, or quite a lot different than your regular production buildings, or regular military buildings and goods buildings. So here in the military buildings, you can see that they either produce 1, 3, 6, or 10 units. And this is actually done instantly. So you can use it, you produce these units instantly, and haven't confirmed it, I haven't tested it, but I believe you get these units into your unattached units. You do also start with some units, so I believe these are added to your unattached, and then you can fight with these. So you don't have any attached units, you produce units, and to do that you need coins and supplies. So the limiter here will be how many coins and supplies you're actually able to produce, not time, which is quite nice. And same thing for goods. You can see you produce these in 1 second. So it's all about how many coins and supplies you're able to produce, because you need those in order to actually produce these units, these goods. So goods and units, it's not a limitation of time, it's a limitation of resources, how many coins and supplies you're able to produce. So that's why I think early on it is important to produce a lot of coins and supplies. Now another aspect of that is Euphoria state. You know this from your city as happiness and enthusiasm. We have the same system here, except it has 7 tiers instead of the 3 I suppose we have in the regular town. So if you have below 20, the production modifier, you only produce 20% of your normal production, and then all the way up to 1.5 at 200%. You can see in my current city, I have enough of these amphitheaters, which is the cheapest decoration, or what's it called, cultural building, and that's just enough for me to have 200%. I have 300 population at the moment, and I have 4 of these for 600 happiness, or Euphoria as it's called here. And again, we can see we have a ramping up of value. So the public bath here, for example, it is the same size, but gives twice the amount of happiness. But it does cost quite a lot to build. And the Triumphal Arc here, definitely the best. It costs a lot of resources, 100,000 coins and supplies, but it produces a bit over 2 times that again for a smaller footprint. So again, another reason why you need to get to producing supplies and coins early on to get these. Now, based on my initial playthrough, I think my recommendation would be to either go for neutral here, so just neutral, one modifier of 1, or go all the way up to 1.5 as I've done now, so 200% happiness. I don't think the extra space you need to go from 1 to 1.1 or 1.2 is worth it. I think if you're not able to go all the way up to 200, it's better to stop at 100 and then use the remaining space on buildings. That's my initial guess. I don't know if that's the best advice, but that's what I would go for right now. And in my city, I found it was worth it to go all the way up to 200%. Now, we also have decorations, and these have some boost. So we have defender boost, attacker boost. And these, same like you do with the units and the goods you produce here, you use on the map. So on the map, you don't use your city units or goods. In fact, you don't actually use any resources from your main city in the Quantum Incursion, which personally I quite like. That means that everybody is on the same footing. I suppose the only exception, naturally, I suppose, is diamonds. Anyway, so here we have the map. We have these nodes leading to the boss over here. So let's go through this. Here we have an example from a higher level, a little bit more advanced. But let's move through the basics, I suppose. So when you start out at the beginning here, and then you can move to all the nodes. And actually, you can move to any of the nodes that are available. In this example, all of these nodes are available. So even if I started at the beginning here, I could jump all the way to the last node. Now, to move to a node, you have to pay what is called quantum actions. You can see these up here. I currently have 90,000 and I produce 5,000 action points every hour. So it's in 8 minutes for me. You produce them at the rate of 500 per hour. But as you can see, you do also generate them from houses in your city. So it says plus 50 per recharge cycle. So I guess this... you will get 5,000. I guess that's actually wrong, and I should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 600 more. No, sorry, 300 more. I don't know, but you get more from the houses at least. It might not be working as intended right now. Anyways, you use these action points to move around. So if I want to move here, I have to pay, and the further you move, the more you have to pay. So you can see if I move further, it costs more. Another thing you need these actions for is to actually participate in these actions. So on this node, for example, we are fighting against an enemy, and I can spend 1,700 to fight. Now I haven't spent it yet, but if I go in here, if I choose some units, this for example, and fight, I will spend those and I will fight. And I think I'll actually just do this. And I think I'm gonna try this. I might lose a soldier or two. Normally I'm a big fan of using ranged, but here all of these horsemen will be very easy to deal with my soldiers, and I should be able to take down the archers quite easily. So let's try this. Let's see how it goes. And for this, it is definitely worth fighting manually. You don't want to auto fight, at least not in the beginning, because you will take a lot of damage. So here, I'm actually gonna keep my units at a decent or outside the range of these. So I will not attack this, because I will get into range of both of these archers, so it'll hit my unit. So I want to stay out of range. I do also want to kind of clump together so that these hopefully don't get too many hits in on one individual. They will take a lot of retaliation damage, which is nice. And then next time I'll be able to kill off all of these at least, and perhaps one or two of the archers. They do move quite far, so I might be able to. So they're going to see how much damage. Looks like all of them are going to... Oh no, I was able to spare that, so that's nice. Okay, so now let's take down the horses. I'm not able to take down these, but I might be able to move out of the way with these two. So this archer will not be able to hit, it'll be able to hit these two, so that's fine. It's all about minimizing the amount of damage. That's unfortunate, let's move it out. And here, I am able to move it out of range of both of these, so I will, I think. Oh, actually, that's a little bit unfortunate because I'm not able to take out the horse. I'll just move it out of the way. Let's see if I'm able to win regardless. And because I can't kill it, I'll actually just deal damage here to this archer. So, yeah, I lost one unit, but that's fine. Let's see if I can take down all of these units. I think I am able to. It's all about range now. Can I reach both of these? So this one will reach that. So yeah, lost one unit. Not ideal, but it's fine. And I won 26 forge points. Not too bad. And because I used a light unit, I got twice the amount of progress here towards the encounter. And to win this encounter, the guild as a whole has to win 160 points. You can see a leaderboard for your guild. And when you reach it, you have conquered this node. You can also see here, this is my personal rewards. We do have a pass, like we do have an event. And here we can get rewards as you progress. And you can buy these quantum passes, which I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, the pass here lasts the entire championship. I think that is noted here. At every 30 points, you'll get a new reward in Quantum Pass. The Quantum Pass progress does not reset after the Quantum Incursion season is over. It remains through the whole championship. So for 3 months, 3 whole months, you work on the same pass here. So it doesn't matter how far you get on one season. You don't have to get to the next milestone. You can continue the next one. So yeah, and you don't have to buy these event passes every other week. It's one every 3 months if you think that is worth it. Anyways, where were we? So yeah, when you fight, you progress towards this node here, etc. Now, to progress to the next map, your guild has to defeat the boss, which is the final node. And in this example, we don't actually have to take any of the other nodes. We could move right to the boss and take that down. There are a few different types of nodes though. So this one here is an attacking node where you attack. This is a defending node. It is actually the same. It looks the same as the fight here. The only difference, I believe, is that the bonus you use for the fighting ones is the red attack boosts, and for the defending one is the blue defense boosts. Otherwise, attacking and defending are the same. Another type of node is this here, which is a donation node. Here you have to donate resources in order to progress, and let's actually just move to it so we can have a look at how it looks. So this is how it looks. We have to donate a certain amount of resources, and if we donate iron or ebony, we get twice the progress for each donation. So max was set. Oh, that's the maximum I have. You do start each incursion with 10 of each good. So I could donate here right now if I wanted. I'm not sure if I want to or not, because let me just move to the boss. if we take down the boss, we can win. We can move on to the next map. We don't have to take any of the other nodes. Now, I don't think... actually, 30%, that's actually very doable. So yeah, at this level, it doesn't look like it'll be that difficult to win. So yeah, there are a few different types of nodes though. So we have attacking, defending army. That's what we have. It's actually not. We did have that earlier on, I believe, over here. Then we have attacking, defending, lieutenant. It's simply slightly stronger enemies. That was the one I was on earlier. Same as the defense. You can see the icon here is this one. But all of the ones we have had so far have only had 5 enemies to fight against. But I do suppose in further maps you will get more enemies, possibly also double or 2 stage fights, 2 level fights. Then we have these donation, either goods, coins and supplies, or units. So on this map we have a donation for goods, but we do also have for coins and supplies and unit. Not on this map, but in future maps we will see that, I suppose. And then we have stronghold, attack and defense. So even tougher encounters. We don't have any on level 1 map here. Perhaps we will next level. And then we have 2 special types here that again we don't have on this map. We have attacking, defending, garrison. These, once cleared, these nodes with stronger enemies strengthen your guild in the boss fight. So I suppose when you take down one of these, you will probably get a bonus. Your units will probably get a bonus when fighting. That would be my guess. Or we have this reinforcing garrison, strengthen your guild in the boss fight by clearing this node using unit donation. Sorry, no. This is what I talked about. This will strengthen your units, and this... actually, I don't know. I think one of these will strengthen your units, and the other one will weaken the boss. the boss. Anyways, and then we have the boss, the strongest enemy of the current incursion difficulty. Clear this node to finish the difficulty and move on to the next. So once this is cleared, we can move on to the next. So in this level, again, we don't have to take any of these lower ones, but we do get more personal rewards if we take them. Now, in this example they share here, we do also have this branching node here, which if you scroll down a little bit, they do explain it. So here, a choice node, donate quantum actions. After the node is cleared, a quantum officer, which is a guild rank, the quantum officer has some specific actions they can do in the quantum incursion, similar to the trusted rank and so on. A quantum officer needs to choose the direction the node and the direction the guild will tackle next. So the way I interpret that is that when we get here, when we clear this node, a quantum officer needs to choose if we want to go in this direction or this direction. And I guess we can only choose one of them. So that's interesting. And here I do suppose that until we have cleared this, we are not able to move past it into any of these. But once we have cleared this, I do think we can move all the way to the boss immediately and take it down if you want to. Or if you want to get more points, personal points and rewards and so on, you can also take the other nodes. Alright, now we do also have these, I think that's quantum shards. Here, I currently have 50. You start out with 500, and what I have used most of them on is to buy expansions. I have bought 3 expansions. I don't know if that's the best use of the quantum shards. Here, you can also buy quantum actions with quantum shards. Not quite sure how that works. Okay, so there we go. So you can buy actions with shards. Yeah, you can buy actions with shards. And then I do believe you can buy these with diamonds if you want. So you can definitely boost your way through and do a lot more if you use diamonds, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. So yeah, and these quantum shards, using quantum shards, you can boost. You can get quantum shards by clearing node encounters. Okay, so I guess that's as a personal reward as you fight or donate to a node. Progressing in the quantum pass, which you can see here in the pass. Here we have 100 quantum shards, 100, 100, 100. So you're going to get quite a lot here as you progress, and by purchasing them with diamonds. So yeah, here we have all the personal rewards you can do for fighting or donating to nodes. You can get forge points, you can get random current era goods, previous era goods, next era goods, and these I suppose these are for your regular city, not the quantum goods. You can get quantum actions, quantum coins, quantum supplies, and quantum shards. And you can also get fragments of Neo Colossus, Neo Winners Plaza, and Neo Botanical Rotunda. Building selection upgrade goods, but more on that later. So we have a lot of rewards, new reward buildings. We have the Neo Colossus, which has 10 levels, I believe. Yeah, 10 levels. The final 2 requires a silver and golden upgrade kit. This is a separate building from the Colossus, so you can't upgrade that into this. It just has a similar art style, but it's a completely separate building. Now, it's actually easier, I think, to show in-game what it gives. So, at the final level, it gives attack and defense for your attacking army in Guild Expedition and in Guild Battlegrounds, and the same again for your defending army. So a lot of boosts, and you can see those icons, those are the attack and defense, so both of those values for both of your attacking armies in all of these different areas. You also produce 28 forge points, 174 goods, a lot, and you get fragments for the Neo Marble Gateway, which is another building. Here we have the Neo Marble Gateway. At level 2, it gives 11 attack and defense for attacking and defending army, I believe. Oh, these are very confusing, and I don't think I can see it in game. But it gives, defense and attack percentage for attacking army and defending army, I believe, for attacking and defending army in Guild Battlegrounds and Guild Expedition. A lot of boosts in general. Then we have the Neo Winners Plaza, which you can win in the event pass, in the gold and silver event passes, and also as personal rewards in encounters on nodes. Then we have the Neo Botanical Rotunda. So quite a few new good buildings. Then here you can see that I have this locked chest here. If I complete 40 individual progress points, I think that's if I collect enough progress points, I will get this reward at the end of the current Quantum Incursion. I currently have 7 action. I did a few fights earlier and a fight right now during this video. So if I get 40, I get a reward, and then if I get 160, I get another one. Now it looks. This is looks like it. This is how it looks, I believe, the raid reward. I'm a little bit unsure exactly how that will work, but that's something I think it's better to just wait and see how it works. But you can get some personal reward as well for participating. And yeah. Now there is a championship reward as well. So if you end on first place, you get quite a few kits for the Neo Colossus. You get some of the other buildings. Here we have Winners Plaza, which gives attack and defense for attacking army and for Guild Battlegrounds. Then we have the Neo Botanical Rotunda, which is the same except for Guild Expedition. You get quite a lot of guild power if you enter in first, and then the lower you get, the fewer rewards you get. But still quite a decent amount. Here, for example, you do still get quite a decent amount, even if you don't end up anywhere near the top. So You get some rewards every 3 months. You get personal reward for each encounter you do. At the end of each incursion, you get some rewards. But yeah, a lot to take in. I don't really think I did the best explaining things. Hopefully it made a little bit of sense. I'm still kind of trying to figure things out myself. So in the future, I will definitely have a more detailed, more brief video, a more concise video on how things actually work. This is kind of more my first impressions, first look. But so far, I'm quite enjoying it. I think it looks quite cool. Now, I don't really think it is a replacement for Guild versus Guild, but I think they made it quite clear that it wasn't really supposed to be. This was just supposed to be a new feature that the guilds can take part in. As kind of a replacement for the spot that GVG left, not a direct replacement. What I really like is that all of these resources and so on are produced in this new settlement. That means that everybody is on the same footing. I really like that. It will definitely take some time to get used to, but I don't think it will take that long, I don't think it will require that much time, which I also quite like. Because as you can see, all of these take 10 hours to produce, so you only really need to check in every 10 hours. A little bit awkward with 10 hours, so it might in practice be 2 times per day, once in the morning and once in the evening perhaps. But yeah, you don't have to babysit this every time, like the settlement, for example, where you had to babysit a lot. Here you simply log in and collect whenever it is ready, and you have the time. And when it comes to goods and units, they are recruited instantly, as I went over earlier. So again, no babysitting here either. You just produce when you have the resources to do so. And then, as for the quantum actions, you do get 5,000 every 1 hour. So that is... I do apologize if you can hear the rain. It is raining against my windows. It's quite poor weather here in Norway at the moment. But anyways, so that means you have, 20 hours to use up all. So I guess you need to use up these once per day, the quantum actions, if you want to participate fully. I guess with some extra productions, perhaps once per day, a little bit more than that. So you do need to do a few actions. You can see that fighting here at least costs 1,700. I suppose this cost might be higher in higher levels. So yeah, I don't know really if it's easy to spend all of these, if that's done quickly, or if you will always have some action points to use. I don't know. But so far it doesn't look like it'll be that big of a time sink, which I quite like. And I do believe guilds will have to coordinate quite well to perform well in the incursion. So far, I think it's promising. Definitely need to learn more, experience more. But yeah, so far, I think it looks cool. Anyways, I don't think I need to drag this on. Already talked way too long as usual. Again, I will have a more concise video when I understand things more fully. Anyways, I think that's it. But before I end, as usual, let me thank my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homstar, Kim Kelly, Roth8, Dan Tumnad, Chanti, Darkmatter, Mylia, Sierra K, THX, Hugo Count Von Count, Judith Renwis, Susan Weiss, Rocco, Spike from No Remorse, Atomic, Travis the Avenger, Ugler, Whiskymeister, Mar and Sir, Ross, Henrik Klabbe, Adarel, Mike, Option the Obsessed, Ruth, Karen, Dennis, Travis Belisarius, Stumpe, Podger, Mizak77, Niklas, Michael, and Early Morning. Thanks a lot for your support, thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future. Bye bye.